from Kim Porter prior to her death. So that would mean there was a conveyance of copyright, which means in the instance where Kim Porter has now passed on, those ownership rights wouldn't belong to her heirs because she already conveyed them before her death.
That is very interesting.
Hey, I'm ready now.
Wake up! Somebody's setting up a trap!
Here. What do you want now, damn it? What? Really?
Hit me with the super bass.
Okay, I'll hit you with the super bass. You got it?
Bass guitar.
I just send you a lead guitar. That's better.
What is up, YouTube? How y'all doing? Yeah. New hot off the press, new interview from, this is the lady that was Courtney's lawyer, female lawyer. I hope to God she don't have line Courtney with him. Now, that ain't allegedly. That's what everybody be saying, right? Allegedly. I'm using Courtney's words. Courtney said I lied to him. So Courtney, in my book, I'm just using your words. You are a liar, and I don't believe half the stuff that comes out your mouth. But let's see what your lawyer, Sean Diddy Combs' witness lawyer says. She's armed. I'm not scared. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Let's check it out.
Is your client fearful if Diddy does get out?
As you know, I represent other clients, actual victims who have sued Mr. Combs, Diddy, in civil court, and all of them are very apprehensive about their safety if he were to be granted bond. I am confident in the court. I am sure that the court will remain with their previous decision of no bond. I feel like the judge only gave this, let me think about it, just to not make it as obvious. But I have all the confidence in the world and the federal court and the state of New York that they will remain keeping Diddy under no bond, and that all of the victims in this case will be able to proceed sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and you mentioned, I mean, you don't just represent this man, you represent other alleged victims too and people involved. Have there been any threats made against any of your clients?
There have been threats from people on the internet, but not from, at least what we don't know, from Diddy to be directly. So my clients have, Mr. Burgess has received several death threats. My client, Mrs. Parham, has been receiving threats, but we don't know if they're just regular people from the internet or if they're actually people who were sent by Diddy.
Do you have any idea where the threats are coming from? I mean, have you done any investigation?
Well, most of the investigation leads us to a lot of burner accounts on Instagram, and we're trying to now sift through possibly working with law enforcement to try to get subpoenas to determine the IP addresses of where those threats were emanating.
So, okay, interesting. We know that the cease and desist letter has now come. Has there been any other pressure of any kind that you or your clients have felt to stop talking?
In general, I feel that the gag order, when we talk about that, Mark Agnifilio wrote about me specifically, and also all of the other plaintiffs in the civil lawsuits to try to have all of us gagged. There's pressure every day that us continuing to talk about this is putting not only our lives in jeopardy, but could be potentially used against us in a gag order.
So it was, I just want to make sure I understand correctly, it was Diddy's sons who actually sent the cease and desist? Is that the way it was worded?
Yes, it was worded as coming from Quincy Brown and Christian Combs. It did mention the daughters, but it did not name them specifically, but it did name the two sons, Kim Porter's sons.
So do you get the sense that from behind bars, Diddy is still directing all of this, is the one who said, send this letter? Do you think he's that involved?
I'm 100% confident it was Diddy who orchestrated this whole farce of a letter. The letter was the letter was a waste of my time to read and a waste of the lawyer's time to write. I hope the lawyer who wrote that letter got paid triple, because it was actually a very stupid letter.
Why do you say that? Why do you say stupid?
Oh, well, because they contradicted themselves in their own letter. In one breath, they're asserting that these sons have copyright, they're the copyright owners, and that Courtney is not the proper copyright holder. And then in the same breath is calling Courtney a liar and saying that the work they're saying they're the copyright owner of is a fake. So if both things cannot be true, either it's a fake and it's a work of fiction that Mr. Burgess made up himself, or it's actually the work of your mother, and then you can maybe assert some copyright issues, but even copyright ownership, but there are issues there as well, because Mr. Burgess received the copyright from Kim Porter prior to her death. So that would mean there was a conveyance of copyright, which means in the instance where Kim Porter has now passed on, those ownership rights wouldn't belong to her heirs because she already conveyed them before her death.
That is very interesting. And also, the letter is saying that Courtney has some fake documents, but if they fake, then you can't copyright it because it's his. He made it up. Oh, that's interesting.
Interesting. I just find it sort of fascinating that with everything that gets written about Diddy and all the claims and everything you see online, that you and your client are the ones who are getting this cease and desist letter. What exactly that means, I guess we'll have to wait and find out.
I'm not surprised
you don't
at all
seem surprised.
because I'm really good at what I do. So I think, the whole thing about the squeaky wheel gets the oil. I've been making a lot of noise. I've been making noise about Diddy since 2021. He's been trying to silence me for years now. So now I'm sure he's feeling, if anybody's feeling the pressure, I'm sure it's him.
Yeah.
Are you nervous at all?
No, I keep 2 straps on me. I make sure, and I have God protecting me. I'm not scared. As long as he's behind bars. I will say, if he does get out, I am grateful to hear that the judge won't let him come back to Miami. So to that extent, I'm very grateful. If he were to come back to Miami, I probably would be a little nervous and probably beef up security. But other than that, I know I have God's protection, so I'm not scared, and I'm pretty good with my Smith & Wesson. So,
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.
Wow, that was interesting. I'm still debating on if I'm down with her or not. I think what she's doing, and she representing a lot of people, and so it's like, what? Not 50-50. It's more like 60% I like her or 70% I like her. But it's a couple of things that she is doing that I'm like, are you sure you down with this for you know what I'm saying? It's a little wishy-washy. That's just my opinion. But as far as one of your clients, forget about it, man. That crazy dude. You need to think about some things that you're doing there, Mr. I call him baby lowercase c. That's what I call him, a lowercase c. I'm gonna get on up out of here. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell him Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.